up, guys? This is our reactions, and I'm here with my WWE Elimination Chamber review. So let's get into it. While I was watching it, I wrote a few things down. Basically, the highlights of the matches I thought were, and I'm basically going to give you my opinion of each match, and I'm going to give you a pay-per-view rating once I'm done. So. First off, they started out with the tag team title elimination chamber match. Some highlights were a splash from Kalisto off the top of a cage, like he climbed on top of one of the pies and climbed like to the middle of the top of the cage, over the ring, over everybody, and swung himself into a splash coming down. The drop kick to Darren Young by Cesaro, that was really nice. I think Darren Young was sitting on the top rope in the corner, and Cesaro just ran at him and jumped up and like caught him with a straight drop kick. And we have a triple suplex spot to the New Day. I think the last three teams were the Primetime Players, the New Day, and Cesaro and Kid. So Cesaro and Kid and the New Day each got the New Day. Well, yeah. Cesaro and Kid and the Primetime Players got the New Day. Hit the triple suplex on them. What else? Kofi's Trouble in Paradise to Titus O'Neil basically won in the match. Darren Young couldn't come to help Titus because Big E hit a belly-to-belly suplex to Darren Young on the steel floor, which sounded pretty bad. But anyway, New Day retains. To me, it wasn't nothing special. I figured it'd be something crazy since it was the first time they've ever done anything like that. But, I mean, it was still entertaining. So, the next match was the Divas Championship match, the triple threat between Nikki Bella, Paige, and Naomi. This wasn't anything special, but some of the highlights. Paige was dominant at the start. The double power bomb by Nikki was pretty nice. I think it was Naomi. She had Paige sitting on the top rope, and she was going for like a belly to back suplex off the top, and Nikki came under Naomi and kind of like pulled them both down into a power bomb. Paige had Nikki Bella in the PTO. I wanted Nikki to tap because like I'm just tired of seeing her walking around with that belt. But, Naomi stops that, and they take Paige out of the match, and Nikki Bella hits the rack attack on Naomi and wins, and her sister Bree comes out to celebrate. So yeah, that match wasn't really anything. I didn't really enjoy it at all. It was just there for me. Kevin Owens versus John Cena. Oh man, I don't even know where to start with that match. The end really got me. It really pulled me into the show. It made me want to continue watching because I just wasn't feeling it at this point. But anyway, at the start we had Fight Owens, fight chants. Cena calling spots out really loud, which you could hear every word he was saying. It was terrible. He hit a solid DDT on Cena. He keeps working over Cena. Owens, he stops the shoulder block Cena usually goes for before the 5-knuckle shuffle. Cena sitting down in the corner, and Owens runs to him and kind of like flips and throws his whole body into him, hits the cannonball. Cena dodges the pop-up power bomb. He hits the shoulders, hits the spinning side slam. He hits the 5-knuckle shuffle, and I think Owens reverses the attitude adjustment when Cena went for it, and he pushes him to the ropes and hits the pop-up power bomb, and Cena kicks out at 2, and he kicked out really fast, which I didn't get. I mean, you'd figured he'd add some suspense in there or something, but that's how Cena is. I'm not a big fan of him in the first place, so it really doesn't matter to me. Owens, he hits a moonsault off the top rope. For his size, he like Tyrone was saying, he is probably one of the most agile big guys I've ever seen. Um, Cena ends up hitting the attitude adjustment on Owens. I thought it was over, but Owens kicked out, so I was happy about that. Um, Owens hits a sick super kick on Cena. Then he uses Cena's own attitude adjustment on him, but of course Cena kicks out. Cena, after the match progresses a little, hits a springboard spine buster, and then he starts coming with like a series of clotheslines to Owens, but Owens dodges the third and throws Cena back to the ropes and hits his pop-up powerbomb again, and he actually pins Cena clean. Sorry for that. The camera apparently cut off on me because apparently I had too much space. So anyway, after Kevin Owens hits his pop-up power bomb, he pins Cena and wins the match. And the whole crowd is shocked. I didn't even think it was going to happen because they give Cena the Superman treatment. He gets everything. But anyway, it was nice to see that finally happen. Like there were people with Kevin Owens shirts on that when he did it, they were just like, did it really just happen? Like it was insane. But I enjoyed that. That was one of the highlights for the show, and it really pulled me back in and made me want to keep on watching it. After the match, Kevin Owens was basically saying, if, like, when I showed up on Raw for the first time 2 weeks ago, and I said, if you've never heard of me, I'm not going to waste my time on you. He said, but now everybody knows who I am because I'm the guy that just started a fight with John Cena, and I'm the guy that just finished that fight. I loved every single bit of that. And basically, the next match we have is Neville versus Bo Dallas. I see how they put this there as basically a calm down match because like everybody was so like hyped up, excited, shocked, astonished off that giving Kevin Owens the win over Cena. Little kids were upset, like they had crying faces, all their little Cena gear on, but oh, that was a great moment for me. Anyway, Neville versus Bo Dallas wasn't anything special. It was just something to pass time so people can basically just calm down off of that match and get ready for the next few matches they had. Basically, some highlights were the corkscrew moonsault over the top rope to Bo Dallas, which is always nice when Neville does that. He sends Bo Dallas head first into the corner. He did a standing shooting star press to Bo Dallas, and Bo Dallas hit a nasty DDT on Neville. And then we ended up getting, after the match progresses a little bit, Neville hits the enziguri and his red arrow off the top rope to Bo Dallas, giving him the win. So that was just like a quick match to get by. Then we get the Intercontinental Championship Elimination Chamber match with Dolph Ziggler, Sheamus, Barrett, Ryback, R-Truth, and it was supposed to be Rusev, but he broke his ankle a few days ago, so he ended up getting replaced with Mark Henry. Some highlights to that match. Barrett had an early lead. It started out him and Ziggler. Then when R-Truth's time came out, Barrett kind of attacked R-Truth in his pod before he got a chance to come out. Barrett throws Ziggler through Mark Henry's pod glass or whatever, and Henry gets mad and comes out his pod and starts beating down on Barrett. And Ryback was released fifth a few minutes later. We get R-Truth eliminates Wade Barrett with the lie detector. Sheamus's time is to be released and his pod won't open. So it's basically Ziggler, Ryback, and R-Truth ganging up on Mark Henry since he was the biggest out of all of them. Let's see what else. Ryback eliminates R-Truth once they take out Henry. Ryback, he went for a vertical suplex on Ziggler and literally stood there with him for 30 seconds. It was ridiculous. And then we see Sheamus has been holding the door to his pod the entire time so he can let everybody else get weakened down a little bit. So he comes out and he sends Dolph through a second pod with glass, and he hits the bro kick on Mark Henry. He eliminates Mark Henry, hits the bro kick on Ziggler, eliminates Ziggler, so it's just down to him and Ryback. Um, Ryback explodes with some offense on Sheamus. Sheamus hits the white noise on the steel floor at Ryback. Then he hits a rolling senton on the steel floor. Um, Ryback then catches Sheamus with a power bomb, hits the shell shock, and Ryback wins, and he's awarded the Intercontinental Championship by Daniel Bryan. It was a nice moment they had. Then the main event, which was the World Heavyweight Championship match between the champion Seth Rollins and his former friend Dean Ambrose. Basically, before the match, we saw Roman telling Dean Ambrose that he'd be out there for his match, and then you have Triple H come out and say, I'm not going to allow that, or whatever. You know that you have to play it like that. But anyway, some good highlights where Dean Ambrose was hanging upside down and Seth Rollins jumps off the top rope, basically like stomps down on his chest or whatever. The double cross body, they both went for it, took them both out. They both trade quick 2 counts. They tried to keep the match fast paced. I like that. Dean hits a suicide dive on Rollins. And then it sends them both over the announcement table with all the momentum they built. Seth tries to use the ropes for leverage to get the pin, but the ref catches him cheating. Seth sidekicks Dean in the head. Dean hits a clothesline to Seth, and they both fly over the top rope. And Rollins powerbomb where he picks him up, but then he kind of throws you and to where like the back of your neck and your head kind of whiplashes against whatever. He throws Dean into the barricade, gets him back in the ring for a 2 count. He jumps off the top rope and hits him with a knee, and not only gets a 2 count, Dean, I think he came back and hit a tornado DDT on Rollins, which was really nice. And let's see, a rebound clothesline to Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins sells it with a backflip. Dean hits his diving elbow. The Authority jumps in before he can try to finish Rollins with dirty deeds. Rollins hits a suicide dive on Dean, but Dean fights back and he takes out all the Authority. And he gets Seth back in the ring. Dean jumps off the top rope. Seth pulls the referee in front of Dean, so Dean takes out the ref. And Seth and Dean go back and forth for a little bit, and Dean finally hits dirty deeds on Rollins. And he goes to pin him, and a new ref runs down to the ring and counts to 3, and Dean Ambrose is announced the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and the crowd exploded. They lost it, because that is what everyone's been waiting on, for Dean Ambrose to finally have his moment. But then it was short-lived because the original ref is held up, and because Ambrose landed on him, he's going to tell the announcer to say that Dean Ambrose is still the winner of the match, but it is now by disqualification. That wasn't Seth pulled the ref in front of Dean. Yeah, it was pretty much pretty big letdown for a lot of people, including myself. But Seth Rollins has announced that he's still the world champion. He tries to run off with the title, but Roman Reigns, his music hits and he comes down, hits the Superman punch on Rollins, while Dean takes out J&J Security. Roman hits a spear on Kane, and he runs and grabs the title, hands it to Dean, and basically Dean holds up the title like he still believes in his mind that he's the champion. And basically Roman and Dean basically said they're going to go get beers and rub it in Seth's face, and they just take the title and run through the crowd with it. And then Dean standing there at the top of the crowd and he holding the world title up. It was nice. I wonder how they're going to play that out tonight. But anyway, that was basically Elimination Chamber in a nutshell. I'd say slightly, like I said in the video earlier, it passed my expectations a little bit. It wasn't like an amazing pay-per-view, but it wasn't terrible at all either. But if I had to rate it, I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars maybe. But anyway, like it was really enjoyable. I enjoyed watching it. I hope you enjoyed the review. I'll catch you guys next time, I guess.